Hi guys, it's Ona and Dr. Vicky, and this is an episode of Moonshine. We're going to talk about the full moon in Taurus, which occurs on Friday at, let's see, so 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time,
So 4:30 p.m. Eastern.
4:30 p.m. East Coast, and then we what 12:30. So between really Thursday nights and Friday evening, there is this full moon window, which is really something that if you have never started a journal before, start one now. I don't
Amen,
mean to make
sister.
light of it, but I have to make light of it because
I think that's an important thing. I don't think you're making light of it at all. I think you're giving people what they need to do, honestly.
it's about starting putting your recipe together for the rest of the plans you have. So start your own recipe book, right?
And your own testament to what we're bearing witness to.
Yes.
I think, we chose to be here, I guess, and here we are, and we should really take notes. I think we should take notes on this one.
Take notes because with where Mercury is around the great attractor and getting downloads, it's not only a good idea to journal, but you also have the ability to blank out traumatic experiences at this time. So this is one of those things that can get sealed into a trauma that would need some work. It's one of those situations, chaotic situations that you have to kind of work with it and then let it go. But it's also a time where you can just shut it down. So be careful with that with this full moon. Oh my gosh, it's the last super moon. It is also called the beaver moon because
At
of right the time to put together all the structures that you need to be safe over the winter, right? And then a hunter moon because it's the time when the hunters got the beavers and they put together their little profile to stay warm over the winter with what the beavers had to offer. So they're simpatico that way. And this is that time where it's like get busy to make sure you're going to be safe over the
right,
winter.
to prepare for the dark time of year, right? I mean, this is very symbolic in a way, right? The dark time of the year. This certainly, not that this what this is about, this moonshine episode, but the elections happening, in a new moon, really. It was a new moon in Scorpio, which is about death and rebirth. And
Mhm.
we have to die first before we can be reborn. And I feel like maybe him becoming the
It's kind of like the midpoint, right? Between the new moon and then the Scorpio full moon, where we're sort of in the middle of
yeah, kind of.
what happened there the 2 weeks from that, what's occurring now, and then how it's going to make its completion cycle. For example, in May, 6 months ago, when we had a new moon in Taurus, my goal was to find a job that was close to home that I liked. Full moon, and I am working the next couple of days, by the way. I finally got to the right shift, the right schedule,
The
and the
right
right
place.
position. And it was a rough summer.
Yeah.
So it is that sort of middle time where this full moon is going to give you an opportunity to, move yourself forward and get to that completion cycle or figure out whatever Uranus is going to have to offer. So,
Well, I think, do you want
right.
to look at the chart
I
now?
do. With this, we need to, yeah, I want to show how, and I'm sure anybody who sees this channel has had the opportunity to look at how close Uranus is to this moon. And Uranus represents the lightning, the shift in the sudden shift in the energy, right?
I'm asking you if I can share. It says that it's not on. I just want to let you know.
Let me see. You have to allow. Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. Um, let's look at this Uranus
Well,
placement and see how.
yeah. Let's look at this first. This I because I did, like I said to you before we
Yeah.
got on, I had done my week ahead, and so that was part of this. And um so I made this up for that. And then I looked at it today and I'm like, I'm seeing some like new stuff here.
Yeah.
Um so we have the sun at 24 and the moon
Mhm.
at 24, right? Because they're opposing. It's the fixed axis is emotional. The axis of the moon, the sun and the moon is emotional already. But when we're dealing with fixed signs, that's soul stuff. That's really deep soul stuff, generally emotional stuff. So there's a lot of deep emotions coming just by the fact that it's in the fixed signs, of course, and the sun, which is illuminating, right? Illuminates into the darkness, which is the
Yeah.
Scorpio. Scorpio is the shadow. And so the sun is sort of shining on the shadow,
Yeah.
right? And then we have the moon in Taurus, which is exalted in Taurus. So it's a very powerful position for the moon. And it's ruled by Venus, which is a feminine energy. The moon is a feminine energy, ruled by Venus, a feminine energy. And
Yeah.
Venus is in Capricorn.
Yeah. She just went into Capricorn. So she's in a sign that's driven by Saturn, who decided to just like stop and get fuel, right? He's just getting gassed up right now. Trust.
Oh, so first, it's so the vibration of the day is the Eight of Wands, which
Right.
is usually like information, so coming in, right? Overwhelm. How many people out there feel overwhelmed by what's coming at them?
Yeah, it's sensory overload that day.
You
Uh,
know,
it could also be, a day where you have to watch your um for cyber stuff.
this energy is already, I mean, we're already feeling this. Part of what we're feeling as we're doing this today is
Yeah.
coming up. It's building, and Saturn is stationing. So Saturn is the Lord of Karma, is standing still. And as you said in the pre-show, there's certain people who have a lot of words on their karma card. And that karma is going to come due.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that women, moon in Taurus, conjunct Uranus, are going to be a big part of that.
This is the part where you have to forgive anything that can sort of you can follow any chain, but the Uranus relationship to the moon is it can go in a lot of different directions. So it's going to be something different, something new. I feel like these can also create earth changes. I got, that kind of floated through my head for a minute for volcanoes, earthquakes, and things like that. On that new moon, when the new moon was in Taurus, there was a volcano in Indonesia that day. So, you know, this is just this like warning thing. It's like this little satellite that grabs onto just about anything.
Now, this chart is done for Washington, D.C., which means that the ascendant is also in Taurus, also ruled by Venus, right? And there's Venus in Capricorn in the house of justice. Okay, we'll go there. Square the nodes. And so when you square the nodes, it's like you feel like you can't move forward,
Yeah.
right? You can't let go of the past. You can't completely move into the future. It's kind of how we feel right now. Like we so feel the future, like tickling our nose hairs, and we're being sort of held back by this thing. And so and this could apply to women, but it applies to everybody, but it maybe especially felt with women because Venus in Capricorn wants respect for the work that they do. They love their work. They love government. They love things that bring order,
Yeah.
right? And so the resolution node in this case is the South node, which happens to be ruled by Venus.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and
Look, there's a hopeful little signature there. That's, this is okay. So we got to honor Venus on this full moon. She's responsible for a lot of it. I'd say that's the cinnamon part that's, kind of coming in there. Also, I want you to mention Algol, which is the star
the
that
fixed
is
star Algol, yes, that's at
right.
about 26 degrees of um, Taurus, and it's fixed, so it doesn't really move. It doesn't hardly move at all. And so all of the Uranian stuff that happened in the summer on the 15th, when 45 got his little boo-boo on his ear, and then it was active the day that Biden handed over the reins to Kamala.
So that's something interesting to watch. And it's a beheading. It's, I think the best explanation I heard honestly was alcohol sounds like alcohol. So yeah. So and you lose your head, it is a mood altering, medication or not a medication, it's a mood altering substance, right? So
We do as I think we also have to be, I'm not somebody who says be, I'm not a somebody who like wants people to be afraid, but this
yeah,
is a perilous time for women. I do
yeah,
want people to know that.
yeah.
So while I'm not trying to stoke fears, you have to just be extra careful.
Yeah.
You make sure that you're with more, you're not by yourself or you're not just your two girlfriends. Make sure you have your whole posse out.
Mhm.
Things like that, don't think, oh, that's never been a problem. We just have to be more careful now because
Yeah.
people feel like they have free reign. They're talking about your body, my choice, or something like that.
Yeah, you know what? That kind of stuff, don't
Fuentes.
even listen to that. That's such garbage. I think there's a lot of that that's just trying to push us to the point where we overconsume something to shut them up, which is available right now with this alcohol thing. The Sabian symbol about the a handful of scalps is the kind of the same thing. It's active in the summer too when you cut your flowers, when you deadhead them. So it's got like a lot of implications, but it does rhyme with alcohol.
Well,
Oh,
and the scalps, like if let me just go back if people didn't
that's
catch.
a thing. I mean, I'm like, wow, these avian symbols are like layered in so many ways that
So the sun at 24 of Scorpio, a crowd's coming down from a mountain, grounding spiritual experiences into life. We cannot we cannot sustain peak experiences. We must find a way to bring their teachings into normal everyday life. The practical application of spiritual principles. So that's telling us that we need to work our magic, I think.
I
And
feel like
then,
that's a Saturn thing, that leaving Pisces saying, okay, so we've been in Pisces the whole time. I've been dictating to you underwater. Now we've got to put these applications into practice.
And then,
Um,
we all have our rituals. Ritual is a very powerful thing. And I would suggest that if you can get a few friends together and do a ritual for the full moon together,
Yeah.
because it is a manifestation time, it is an uncovering, and there's going to be a lot of really good information coming in from the cosmos. And
Yeah.
if you're drawing down the moon like you would that's what you do in paganism, you draw down the full moon. You're drawing down that energy.
Mhm.
And that energy is there with Uranus. It's about an awakening. It's about an awakening.
Oh, yeah.
And then the moon at 24 of Taurus, a mounted Indian with scalps,
Yeah.
channeled
Made me
aggression.
think of alcohol. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, don't forget to talk about alcohol because there is that component that, you know, watch what you're drinking in a bar. It's a Friday night. That whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, all of it. All of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's I mean, if we were a bunch of ancient astrologers sitting around in togas, we would be saying to each other, "Don't go out tonight."
Yeah. Yeah.
So it would have been the same because it's sort of the same kind of thing. And so we talk about the resolution node being the south node. In a way, we have to renegotiate our contracts. We have to renegotiate the way we relate.
Yeah.
And if we've been quiet and silent and just sort of waiting for somebody else to save us, we're going to have to rethink that. And we're going to have to say, you know what? The North Node is in Aries. It's about being yourself. It's about autonomy. It's about bodily autonomy. And so this is quite a powerful moon, but it does require us to look back and see where we have given our power away before.
Yeah.
Because that's the South Node in Libra. Libra can be where you give your power away to keep the peace. And it's not a time of peace. It's
Oh,
a time of action.
we appreciate that the South Node is in Libra right now, but Venus, the ruler, is in Capricorn. So she's like, yeah, you can't just sit there and, here's a box of tissues. Come on, let's go. That's something.
Yeah.
We have to embrace that.
And of course, as I wrote here, Pluto and the other two transpersonal planets, right? Pluto and Neptune are interacting with all of this. This is all the transpersonal planets. We're at the end of something.
Yeah.
And so we have things I think we have to get through and go through, but it won't take that long.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this today, and if you don't mind me just saying this, I'm gonna stop the share if I can remember how to do it. Oh shit. Um,
They'll change their thing, huh?
Here we go. Oh man, did I lose it? I might have lost it. I hate when I do that. Oh my God.
That's okay.
My brain feels like Swiss cheese these days. But I don't know. I think that there's a big shift coming. Oh,
Yeah.
I know what I was gonna say. You know how it used to take a long time for things to happen? Like a long time. You'd be like, oh, now it's like this.
Yeah.
So, we could actually go through this very quickly.
Yeah. It's about choosing what you feed yourself. Is another theme of this full moon because remember, Taurus controls is this area of the body. So it's all throat chakra stuff, the swallowing, not pituitary, the thyroid, the thymus, all these metabolic processes. So wearing a stone around there, I think, is important. But it is, and then the sun's in Scorpio, where the chakra is basically is the portal, the outlet. So it is one of those you crap what you eat. If you're watching stuff that is so disturbing, if you're feeding that to yourself, that's what's gonna happen.
That's right. And that's why it's best to just not listen to it.
Yeah.
because not listening to it gives it more energy. Not listening to it may or may not change it. But if
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do right in the moment, then do what you can do. Do what makes you feel better
yeah.
and more fulfilled, and whatever that is. It could be doing puzzles, it could be baking a cake. I mean, just imagine how many batches of cookies are getting baked right now with pouring.
I do have to say, I took a picture of it because I'm thinking about this altar. I'm working, so I want to start like putting an idea together for this altar so that I can, light it and be there at the right time. I already ate the edible portion of it. So I have a picture of it, it's already gone. So yeah, like things that are comforting, especially, the moon in Taurus is about those things that
Oh
make
yeah.
you feel cozy, that kind of thing. So definitely, stick to that. And the rules of the house here are we don't allow the sound of his voice to penetrate these walls or anything. So Giblets went deaf in over the last election, right? So I'm not going to subject him to any of this sound. I mean, I think he did it on purpose because it was too much.
I know my dad went deaf on purpose. In fact, he used to shut off his
Yeah, you don't want to hear it.
he didn't want to have to hear my mom.
He doesn't want to hear it.
Oh shit.
So that's like an old timey person, like an old timey parent. Not the sound of that voice or the name of that person in this house. It's that kind of thing. Let me calm down and process this. I am better than reactive energy, and the moon in Aries has been a bit of a reactionary kind of feeling. So now we're back, we're into the Taurus kind of earthy. I did find that Amazonite has, it's a green Amazonite, has kind of led me to this new moon energy. And I did, and I start walking around with it and, you know, making tea. It calmed me down. I definitely feel like I was calmer with
Yeah.
it. So a stone around your neck, a crystal around your neck to, support that throat chakra. And then, if you find yourself by chance thinking about what you want to, if you're going to eat that or not, and you touch it, then it's a no. If you start going for too much kind of thing and you're, no, like you've got yourself in a place where your body needs to be, its immune system needs to be in good shape, especially after an emotional trauma.
Yeah.
And this, the signature of this moon has a little bit of that emotional trauma going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Self-care is so very important. So very
Like
important.
it really rules. It shouldn't be used as an excuse for some things, but
Never an excuse. How can self-care be an excuse? Right?
because it becomes almost like
Your Virgo and Capricorn is showing.
the knee-jerk response to I really don't want to do this right now kind of thing.
So,
So
I would say for me, I like moss agate. It's one of my favoriteest stones. So it's hard not to say that, actually. Um, and that's a heart stone and a throat stone, I would say. And protective wise, carnelian is really good for the sacral chakra, which is the sexual chakra. So if you're feeling like that, all this energy coming at women is very, it's like they feel like they have the right now to say whatever they want to say and, not maybe do anything they want to do, but certainly say it. We don't have to listen to it, but we can also energetically, because there's always energy in the words anyway, even if
yeah,
you don't hear them, right? So you want to like, you know, feel protected in your sacral, maybe even your root chakra. So some hematite, some garnet. Garnet is a great like stone for warrior, like it's a warrior
Yeah.
stone. Those are what bloodstone, another great stone. I know you always have some bloodstone. I usually have a bloodstone bracelet, but I left it
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, do
That's
what
a
you
good
have to
one.
do. Like
Yeah.
shore up your energy, take care of yourself because we're going to be moving forward. And as I said, I think it's going to happen a lot faster. And I think we need to be physically, emotionally, and mentally prepared for the work ahead. That's what I
Well,
think.
Vicky, I wanted to mention also that, and you confirmed it today, that the birds are about themselves again in a pattern that I might be documenting just before there was that big earthquake, Raphael, but not Raphael, it was the one before that that hit.
No, it was a hurricane, right?
It was hurricane.
Helene. It was
So
Helene.
it could be some kind of natural disaster with what's going on in with the moon it would not be ruled out.
And a lot of title stuff too.
And it's Taurus, which is Earth, so you can't rule that out.
Earth and water, mudslides. But you just, you got to be aware of your environment. That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
I did pick a Mystic Sister card just to bring Mystic
Yeah,
Sister.
I have cards. I thought we could just to have a little theme going because
Yeah. So, Mystic Sisters this coming Saturday on your channel. That was that the 16th, I think, right?
yes.
Yeah, on this channel that we're on right now.
Yep.
All right. Let me find the little book. Okay.
And fret not.
What is it, honey?
Don't worry, we'll get through this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got us. You got the Mystic Sisters. What else do you need?
Let you think for yourselves. Oh my gosh.
So this is Amunet, hidden meanings and deceit. Amunet is the goddess of mystery whose name means the hidden one. She symbolizes the subconscious mind or the shadow self. Drawing this card indicates something has been obscuring your vision and you are unable to see the whole picture clearly. Oh, seriously, man? That what we were just freaking talking about? I'm sorry.
This
Watch my
is this is Mercury's
watch
in
my language on
here.
moonshine. Okay,
This
hold
is-
on. I'm sorry. I'm a little riled up. Um, okay, obscuring your vision. You may be able to see the whole picture. You may feel that you are stumbling in the dark and nothing is going as planned. You may feel deficient in strength and you've known yourself that you know yourself to possess. At times like this, it is often best to simply be still and try to recollect or recollect yourself. It is time to pause, review the direction you are heading, and try to understand where you are on your path presently. Optimism is an important virtue, but now is the time to take the blinders off and regain a full view. Our own perception of our circumstances can sometimes be deceptive.
Yeah.
So it's really saying, get your rest, get what you need,
Yep.
be pour yourself up, look around, see what's really happening,
Mhm.
and go from there.
Fuel, right? Moon's in Taurus, emotional fuel, mental fuel,
Spiritual
physical fuel,
too.
spiritual fuel. I like that. Let's see what this, I just landed on top. We'll see what it says here. Star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission activation.
Wow.
Yeah,
We are getting activated, guys.
yeah.
We
There's
are
a
getting
lot,
activated. This is exactly what has to happen.
there's a lot going on in the skies that are related to more solar flare stuff. that, if you're sleeping a lot or consuming a lot, can't remember things like that. I took 2 naps today.
Love a
I
nap.
kind of like, that's my benchmark thing. I'm like, I'm tired again. The stars are constantly showering emanations onto the crystalline grid of the Earth. When things are in balance, the planet also sends information back up to the stars. Many star seeds have come to the Earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally. You are welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. To activate the ancient codes of wisdom that humanity has forgotten, and all of the information is stored in the crystalline grid. So there is a time for activation of what you want to be and what you're going to do.
And what you've always been, really.
And you know what? All those stones we mentioned, put them in a formation. There's something that's activating. Put all your favorite stones in a circle or a triangle or something that resembles some kind of grid, because sounds like the stars are actually trying to pick up information. It's like putting out cookies for Santa. And I like that. I like being able to look and up in the sky, down on the lake or whatever, and be able to understand what nature is trying to tell me. And it takes like a long time when things finally start to come together, like the weird way the birds are flying and what happens right after that. And, just being able to see the moon or not see the moon, and being available to take a picture of the sun every single day in October, you know, appreciate those kinds of things.
Well, I've been in the office most of the day, but I've sort of went back and forth up into the house, and the outside, especially now that it's dark and the moon's out, it feels electric. The air feels electric. It feels like crackling with possibility.
Yeah.
And why not have it be like the most amazing possibility ever? Like, why even focus on the darkness, really?
Yeah. And recognize the fact that this only makes the group, makes us stronger.
Yeah.
It always does.
Yeah.
You push the right buttons, you pushed them. Okay. Now I have backup, and it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So I will definitely post a picture of what I'm able to create on an altar and see if I can get some pictures of the moon. But we've had a cloudy night. I think it's going to rain through the night and the morning. So I'll find some way to find a picture of the moon if it wants to show itself to me. But it definitely has the honor of cinnamon, which is Venus's kind of signature. Definitely has helped me.
And it's happening on Venus's day, right? Friday?
On a Friday. Oh my gosh. Well, there
Freya's day.
smells like a Friday. And the influence of Saturn is kind of like putting garlic powder on a cinnamon roll. And that is
Oh, keep the vampires away.
that is the
Keep the
flavor of the
bloodsuckers
full
away.
moon. I do not drink moonshine. I had once a little bit of moonshine, never had it again. That is kind of the flavor of the full moon. What garlic powder on a cinnamon roll, or, really what you ingest is what you
Yeah.
waste. So thank you. Thank you so much. I think if we're going to be successful in getting past this, this is a lot of energy. It's a super moon. It's the last super moon of the month of the year. And it has a lot of things that I think people are going to remember. We'll see.
Take care, everyone. Namaste.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness, let me see. Oh, here we go, recording.